Eric, good morning. Well, some people may see this show at night. So, what's on your mind today?
Well, when it comes to being a union representative for CTA workers, the number one thing on my mind lately has been safety. And the right away, immediately when you say that, people think about the assaults and the verbal assaults, the physical assaults. But our safety is also about the conditions, the working conditions. These trains that people are riding are not safe. The CTA workers are under this pressure of those of us who repair the trains, who maintain the trains. We're under this pressure to hurry up, inspect, hurry up and work on the train and get it out because these incompetent CTA management schedules 8-car trains, full consist trains, 6-car trains all day, all night. So they got to have lots of cars out there. And some have defects, some have problems. We have CTA workers at one of the most notorious rail shops. It's on the Brown Line, called Kimball Shop. And the management there is so short-sighted and cruel that they have decided to start threatening to punish and indeed punish and suspend some of the most diligent inspectors of the trains. And the one of the most important safety components of a train and even a bus is the brake system. How do you stop the vehicle from moving? And one of our mechanics, one of our repairers, our carman, he was finding problems with a, a part of the braking system known as a hydraulic pump, and he would notate it in his inspection record. And the manager, I'll say not manager, I'll say mismanager, began to threaten him. Don't you put anything on paper. You come to me and tell me. And they do that because they want to see if they can go around it so that it's not on the record, so the train doesn't get held up for repairs. And this worker refused, and they suspended him. He gave him a 3-day suspension. He's one step away from being terminated because he's looking out for the safety of the riders so that their trains can stop. And I remember that day when I represented him and we fought this scumbag mismanager. And he said, "Brother Eric, how are you getting home today?" I said, "Oh, I take the train." He says, "No, you're not taking these trains. If I can help it, I'm going to give you a ride home." So here the worker who inspects the brakes doesn't feel like I'm safe riding the train. That's what's on my mind, Brother Mark. That's just some of the things that we deal with that no one talks about.
Well, you are a union rep for the CTA, Chicago Transit Authority. You don't speak for the CTA, but who holds the CTA, the Chicago Transit Authority, accountable? The Inspector General of Chicago, which she has been on this fine broadcast, but she's leaving now. They're going to have a new one soon. Very nice person because she came on my show. But the media, I'm going to send this video to the media. So who holds the CTA management accountable?
Well, ultimately, it is the people of the city of Chicago. But as far as the governance goes, you have the board of directors, and then the CTA has its own inspector general. But it's all a patronage operation. It's very, it's a political patronage thing. So ultimately, it weighs with the riders and the workers. Like myself, like you ride. I work at the CTA. Plus, I ride. It's up to us, and that's why we're on this show. Because you can't trust these people, these These people, that board is not an elected board. The board of the directors in this NEDA, this new entity that's overseeing the CTA, PACE, and Metra, these are not elected positions. These are friends who get these jobs. And they're not going to go too far, like that Inspector General Witzberg, right? Was that
Deborah Witzberg, yeah,
Yeah,
leaving.
she said,
City of
yeah.
Chicago.
And you know, I really like a lot of what Mayor Johnson says and does, but when she said in the Sun Times, he is reflexively uh defiant when it comes to accountability, you know, oversight. That's exactly what it's like at the CTA. So this is more than a Brandon Johnson thing. This is a culture of corruption. And it's up to us, the riders and the workers, really to change it.
Well, no matter if people in a big city like Chicago, a suburb, or a small town, you're going to have cronyism, and you're going to have a lot of foolishness. CTA safety is not a problem until it's a problem. It only hurts a few people. The masses say, and some of the masses may say, I want the train to crash because I need a damn settlement. You know what I'm saying? And no one likes a whistleblower. Most people don't like whistleblowers, and people do not. When I had Deborah Witzberg on the show, I talked about people don't like snitches. People don't like snitches. There are a lot of people don't like you because you speak out. Even though you're speaking out for good, everybody's like on a big plantation. They scared that you speak out. Master gonna hear you. He gonna make it hard for all of them.
Yes.
No matter who the master is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, one of my mentors at the CTA, he says the CTA is a modern day plantation, you know, and it's like that in many workplaces. But
Right,
you know,
many
we work
workplaces.
there. Right.
Yeah.
We work there, so this is how we look at it. But you know, we're gonna have to start stepping up. You know, like people are now attacking me. They say I'm anti-woman, I'm anti-black. I'm a black man, light-skinned black man, but they say I'm black, I'm anti-black, I'm anti-woman because I criticize Nora Learson, the acting president. When's she gonna stop acting and be a president? I criticize the union leadership. The presidents are black. Well, when are they gonna stop with continuing perpetuation of slavery wages and perpetual part-time jobs that keep our black communities in poverty for generations? You know, I'm calling you out for what you are. You know, when we call it in the street, we call you an Oreo cookie. You black on the outside and you're a white supremacist on the inside. You know,
But is that calling people out or calling people names? Is that nice? You sound like President
no,
Trump. Is that nice? Is that
no,
effective? Honestly, is that effective?
no, it's not. And you know, I get frustrated because when I'm civil, they ignore me. They say, "Oh, it ain't nothing. Don't worry about it." So in order to be heard, sometimes I gotta throw some oil on the fire. And then they say, "Oh, he's making a mess. We don't like his approach. He's rude and arrogant." Okay. So are we going to have a rational discussion then? You know, and you were absolutely right. I can't conduct myself like that orange clown. Again, when are you all in so-called powerful positions going to start listening to the workers and the riders and respecting our solutions to the problems? Because frankly, Brother Mark, everyone's like fawning over these people in suits with 6-digit salaries like they're going to have solutions, and they never turned a wrench, never operated a bus or a train, set up a schedule in payroll. You know, none of these people did any work. They just write people up and make fancy memos and look pretty on TV. They don't know how to fix this. We know how to fix it. The workers and the writers.
Ironically, the show was almost over, but ironically, before you came on the broadcast today, I was watching and listening to a video of lecturers or professors from the University of Chicago, and the subject was Karl Marx. I never read Karl Marx, but I watch a video, I listen to a podcast about Karl Marx. But you're going to end the show, but my last words for this show is that it's the workers, the masses, people like me, pseudo activists, real activists, to say, before somebody gets killed on the CTA, before the trains fall off the tracks, what they have, it's been many years. It was like 70 something last time the train fell off the tracks downtown on a lake in Wabash. Of course, the train went off the tracks at O'Hare Field years ago. I don't know, about 10, 15 years ago. But it's going to happen again. I know they had the yellow line out in Skokie, the Skokie Swift line. It fell off or hit a truck or something, hit a vehicle.
Hit
And
another
so
train.
someone's going to get hurt, and someone's going to get killed or hurt, and it doesn't matter because they'll they'll pay people off and they've paid a family off, and the beat goes on. So end the show with some hope. What should we do?
We should organize. We should get together, workers and writers, start listening to each other, and stop putting hope in these politicians and these people in suits, these executives. We don't need another boss. What we need is the people of the city to be in charge of our city. That's what we need. We need an elected board at the CTA. We need of riders and workers, and we can do it. I believe we can, but no, even if things do, some more people get killed, it won't change, like you said, because of that status quo. But as long as we don't give up fighting for what is right, we're going to win eventually, Brother Mark. All of us.
Eric, thank you.
Thank you.